guys are into recycling? Like, or you, how many of you guys don't recycle? Like, you take it, you have your can or your bottle, you just throw it away with the rest of your garbage. Alright. So this video is a quick tutorial on what happens when you recycle, or what happens with your recycled goods.
Recycling is anything but old school. In fact, these days, the cutting-edge single-stream process allows you to put all your items into one cart to be recycled, saving communities money and diverting materials away from landfills. But what happens to your recycled items after you leave them out on the curb? Let's follow this truck to the MRF to find out more. The Material Recovery Facility, or MRF for short, is where the unsorted recycled items are mechanically separated. The materials are first loaded onto a conveyor belt and carried to a V-screen separator that uses a series of fast-moving rotators to remove paper and cardboard from the other items. Once separated, the paper is taken to a mill and loaded into a de-inker that literally lifts the type off the page. It is then reduced to pulp slurry and taken to a high-speed washing machine that removes any remaining debris. Now clean, the pulp is pressed by steam-heated rollers and is ready to be made into new paper products, like newspaper and paper towels. Back at the MRF, the remaining items continue on to a series of heavy-duty magnets that collect items made of iron, tin, and steel. Since aluminum isn't magnetic, it keeps moving toward an eddy current rotor. Eddy currents create strong fields of energy around non-magnetic metals, repelling them away from the rotor. The metal materials are then taken to a smelter and exposed to extremely high heat. The molten metal is cast into bars called ingots, which are sent to manufacturers who shape them into new products like aluminum cans and file cabinets. Returning to the MRF, the remaining materials continue on to an optical scanner that recognizes the plastic items and collects them using directed blasts of air. Later, at a reclaimer, the plastic items are sorted and fed into a grinder that churns them into flakes. The ground-up flakes are then melted down and shipped to manufacturers who reform the polymer mixture into new products, such as t-shirts and baseball caps. The separation process comes to an end when the glass items are taken to a reclaimer and crushed into cullet. The cullet is then melted down and made into new products, such as beach sand and asphalt. You might think that the story ends there, but many recycled materials are sent overseas, where they're made into new products, some of which are shipped back to be used and recycled again. It goes to show that our planet really is just one big neighborhood. At Recycle Bank, we're advancing recycling even further by offering households Recycle Bank points based on the amount they recycle. These points can be redeemed at hundreds of local and national businesses. To learn more, visit recyclebank.com.
Express escape.
Alright, so Recycling 101. Recycling is the process of taking a product at the end of its useful life and using all or part of it to make another product. The international recognized symbol for recycling includes 3 hours moving in a triangle. Each hour represents a different part of the recycling process, from collection to remanufacture to resale. My counter arguments: reasons why we don't recycle. Recycling is an inconvenience to us, so we rather throw it in the garbage. One thing, the struggle about being at Penn State Hazleton with recycling is that there's not a recycling bin everywhere we go, especially within the dorms. So many of us, we rather take our water bottles and we rather take our cans, beer cans, and we just, throw them in the garbage. But honestly, I feel if you just take the few extra seconds to walk down into your lobby and just put them in the recycling cans. I know West, they have a struggle with that, but North and South, they definitely do have recycling cans. Up here, each building has a recycling receptacle. Just hold it until you see it. definitely it would help greatly. Many of us do not recycle because we do not understand the importance of it. It is not available to me where I live, work, and play. I do not know what goes into and what does not go into recycling. Reduce and reuse. My first argument. The best way to lessen the amount of waste we produce is to not create it. When we reduce, we can save our natural resources and decrease the expenses on waste management. According to the EPA, from the year 1960 to 2010, the average amount of waste each human being creates a day has increased from 2.7 pounds to 4.4 pounds. This has resulted to 250 million tons of waste recorded in just a year of 2010. Reasons why we should recycle. Cleaner water, cleaner land, cleaner air, we preserve our natural resources, we save the animals, we make money, and when I say by making money, in places like New York, I think New Hampshire, can I see your water bottle, please?
California?
California, definitely.
Massachusetts?
Massachusetts, like, you look at the barcode, and sometimes right above the barcode, it tells you redeem me for 5 cents. And depending on where, like, the state you live in, you can just, it's pretty much, it crushes the bottle, and you get 5 cents for each bottle that you crush. Call me a lame, but actually, this is like a hobby at home. It's like, there's one time I got like about $12, $13 at one time.
That's about one good trip, right?
Yeah, that's about what,
American.
almost 300 something bottles that I just crushed. I mean, it's pretty fun. I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I find it fun. But yeah, honestly, like depending on your state, honestly, save these bottles, whatever, and just crush them. Or just like I said, just even if you don't want to do all that, just put them into the recycling when you go outside your classroom. And it also saves money. It's my final argument. If we don't stop dumping our recycling, and if we keep mixing the trash, this will continue to happen. This is a picture I found online, and it reminded me of my PSU community service. My Pride 14 had to do. I don't know, is anyone here that was in Pride 14? Shakira, and I think that was it. Well, Pride 14. It's an experience I'll never forget. They sent us to, I forgot where, I think it was like a swamp, a creek. They sent us to a creek, and it was just atrocious. Like, we honestly collected about 146 tires. Like, we had them stacked up, 146 tires we collected within about 2 hours. When we came back, we were filthy. It was just a mess. But to me, it was a learning experience because, yeah, even though we just recycle our bottles and cans, but even bigger, like things like tires or whatever else is within the picture, we dump them. And by we, I'm just meaning everyone. We just dump them anywhere, and this goes into the environment, and this honestly does destroy our natural resources. And if we don't stop there, well, you guys saw this movie. Well, sorry.
You have another one.
Yeah. Well, if we saw the movie, then this will happen. That's pretty much what I'm gonna say. In terms of global climate change, I don't know if you guys remember Al Gore. He was running for president. I think it was in 2004. Al was running for president, and his biggest campaign promise, I guess you can say, was going green. I mean, no one took him serious about it. It was like, why take, going green? We want to hear about other things. And honestly, this is one of the biggest issues that was going on at the time, and it's still going on now. Like, our environment is constantly changing because of our carbon footprint. Everything we do has an effect on what we learn. I mean, what we do has an effect on the environment. Growing up, I've been told, take pictures but leave only footprints, and it pretty much means that you see the environment, you admire the environment, but you either leave the environment just as it was, or you leave the environment cleaner than it was. And growing up, actually, I fell in love with this cartoon.
Please tell us.
Yeah, definitely. I fell in love with this cartoon, and I just wanted to play the intro.
But
That's
I mean,
right.
it is cheaper to recycle these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. We had I guess, I mean, that's more of a political question, but, yeah, it does. Honestly, it really would help us, especially as an economy. But it's
I just last night with the national living campaign now again, jobless America. Which said right there, how we send them to other countries.
I know why not do it here. That's like I said, that's one for the people up top. But I would have it. It would be nice if we could do it here. But I don't know. It's a step at a time. Any other questions?